Okay, now we'll start. Hello and welcome to the Healthy Happy Hour. My name is Rosie. I'm an independent consultant with Arbonne. And just a real quick thing, the reason I got into the clean eating and the healthy living was because for me, I got great results for my health. My blood work was completely different from one go at the healthy eating, and we're getting ready again to jump into it in February. So I had great results, and I got healthier because of it. So we're here to talk about the 30-day clean eating challenge, and you know, we're just going to get into it. What is the clean eating challenge, and what can we expect from it? It's going to be a 30-day program that's going to basically jumpstart a healthier you. Why are we talking 30 days? For anyone that doesn't know, research has shown that it takes about 30 days, so about a month, to change a habit and basically start a new one. So here we're going to take 30 days to create a brand new lifestyle for everyone involved in the challenge. You know, it's really important to know that education is power. So the more you know about what it is that we're doing here, the better that you're going to do at it. So the 30-day clean eating challenge is going to provide daily support through a private Facebook group. The consultant that invited you will help coach you. They're going to help you with accountability. Everyone's going to encourage you. We're going to provide you guys with weekly meal plans, shopping lists, and delicious recipes. As you all can see, it's really, really good eating during clean eating. All right, so what else are we going to teach you? We're going to teach you, point blank, how to eat clean. Again, as you saw today, it doesn't have to be boring. You don't have to go out and eat, you know, the rice cakes and styrofoam type tasting foods. It's delicious. All right, so foods to remove for the 30 days that you may be realizing that are affecting your health negatively and affecting your body. That's what we're going to be taking out during this 30-day challenge. And we're also going to increase your nutrient intake. We're going to show you how to balance your blood sugar levels. In case you guys aren't aware, again, research is showing that diabetes is on the rise with people. And so we're going to teach you a little bit more about that. And also we're going to help you to support your elimination organs. And the number one organ in that is going to be your liver. So we're going to do that by reducing toxins in your system. So how does Arbonne itself fit in? You guys can see the lovely products behind me. Arbonne is basically pure, safe, and beneficial. So all our products are formulated with no animal byproducts and no animal products whatsoever. There's no dairy, there's no gluten, there's no soy, there's no whey. There's no artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners. And there's going to be no GMOs. In case anyone doesn't know what a GMO is, genetically modified organism. So that in and of itself definitely sounds like it shouldn't be in your body. So we're not going to have any of that. Basically, your body doesn't know what a GMO is and what to do with it. So thus it shouldn't be in there because it can't process it. So back to the 30-day challenge. It's not a fad diet. Everyone's used to hearing about the Atkins diet, the South Beach diet, the carb-free diet, and you know, Nutrisystem and whatever else is out there. This is not a fad. This is going to basically become a way of life for you guys. It's not a rapid weight loss program. A lot of people have, I guess, mistaken thinking in that to lose weight means that you're going to be healthy. Here we're going to get healthy to lose the weight. So again, it's not a quick fix. It's going to be a way of life for you guys, this 30-day challenge and beyond. So the clean eating challenge is going to reveal the foods that are sabotaging your health. We're going to reprogram and reset your body. We're going to reset your metabolism. We're going to reduce your food cravings because you're going to have them, but we're going to help you with that. We're going to reprogram your body to remove all the toxins again, and we're going to also renew your skin. So we're going to get healthy both from the outside and the inside. With this challenge, there's going to be no counting calories, there's no counting fat grams, there's no points, none of that. It's really simple and easy. And for all of you guys that don't like to go and hit the gym or go out in the cold to exercise, light exercise is suggested but not required, so yay for that. You can never out-exercise a bad diet. So that is also something that you'll see with this. This is not a bad diet because you're going to be seeing the results. There's exercising it out that way. So let's real quick talk about detoxifying. Don't be scared about the word. A lot of people are like, oh no, what does that mean? everyone has to detoxify. So a toxin is anything that our body cannot use for energy. So the result of that, when you're super toxic and you're not healthy, is a fatty liver. That's the main organ that's going to help in the elimination process and keeping you healthy. And basically the liver it cannot handle a super high influx of toxins. And when you are super toxic, your liver becomes fatty. Your body goes into a protective mode, and it stores toxins in your fat cells. So people who are skinny are looking skinny. People that are toxic are looking a little round. So that's what the fatty liver is. Who's that? That's okay. People are going on the phone. During traditional weight loss, a lot of people tend to plateau during any traditional weight loss program because we're not eliminating toxins. A lot of people will do a diet and you lose all the weight, and you start off even, you lose all the weight, and then you kind of drop down because you're putting all that stuff back on. The fat cells will shrink when you finally get all of your toxins eliminated from your system. Now, when we eat clean, we're going to focus on real food. As you saw, it's real food. It's delicious food. Again, no preservatives or additives. There's no pesticides or hormones or antibiotics. There's going to be no saturated fats, no trans fats, and again, most important, no dairy, gluten, soy, or whey. We're going to have no refined sugar. There's going to be no artificial flavors or sweeteners. And if it is white, it's not clean. So for those of you who enjoy your rices, there's going to be no white rice, but never fear, there's always brown rice that can replace your diet. It's delicious as well. So no white flour and no white sugars. So that's just some of the things. Don't be scared by the things that we're eliminating, because again, as you saw here, we can replace anything that we're taking out with really tasty alternatives. All right, so everything that you ingest is it is filtered by the liver, and again, everything that you put on your skin is absorbed into your bloodstream within 26 seconds. So during this, the skincare is going to be just as important as your nutrition. So we're going to help you, again, get healthy from the outside and the inside. And the Arbonne products are going to help us with doing that, basically by correcting our pH, and one of my buddies over here is going to be talking about that in a little bit. So clean eating is going to help you stay young, feel young, look young, and just, again, we're going to get you back on a healthy living, healthy lifestyle, and it's going to be a new way of life for you guys. So my part is done. I'm going to throw it over to Andie Kubota, who's going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit more about our clean eating challenge.
All right. Hi, everybody. I have to get used to talking to, I guess, computer. I'm not used to talking to people, but hopefully this will work out. So I'm Andie Kubota. I'm a district manager at Arbonne. For those of you that don't know, I'm also a family nurse practitioner by trade. I also have been a nurse for the last 10 years. So I'm also a mother of a 5-year-old child. So a lot of things, going on. Really quickly, why I'm doing, this healthy living. So as a family nurse practitioner, my passion is health, obviously. And I realized doing, nursing and all that my passion was to teach people. So I didn't realize as a family nurse practitioner or even just as a health practitioner that I was unhealthy. I learned that actually through Arbonne. I was overweight. I was always fatigued. I just had so many other issues that I didn't realize. And when I got introduced to this, I was like, wow. So I found a gem, something that actually worked for me, gained my energy back, just so much, just able to lose 18 pounds of weight. What else? And so finding that gem of learning how to be healthy, and then my love for teaching, to me, this was like the perfect storm. It's like, wow, I can actually teach people how to be healthy. So that's just a little side note of, why I'm doing this. I'm going to start to talk to you guys about acid and basic balance, like Rosie was saying. So the way our foods are, the things we eat, there's acidic and there's alkaline foods. Anything that's acidic is actually, think of it as something that's bad for your body. So it causes illness, it breeds bacteria, and alkaline foods are healthier for you. It just, it keeps you healthy, I guess. And so quick thing that I like to teach people of how to remember acid and basic is my little story about, I guess, nursing home. So just imagine you walking into a nursing home. It smells, doesn't smell pleasant, smells kind of like urine, not pleasant. So somebody has said that, when that's more like when something's acidic, it smells like that. And then think of a newborn nursery that's alkaline. So when you go into a newborn nursery, it smells good. I mean, a newborn baby comes out of its mother, and they automatically have this just nice and pleasant smell. And so, when you do alkaline foods, that's how your body is. Like, that's how it emits stuff. So that's why you want to kind of be in that alkaline state. Just remember, do you want to smell like, nursing home, or do you want to smell like, a newborn baby, from a nursery? So just keep in mind that all of our products are helping your body get into that alkaline state. Okay, so then I'm going to talk about foods that we are going to remove because they don't serve you. Rosie, I know, had brought up a couple of things, and it sounds scary because there's a lot of them. But don't you worry, we have replacements for you. So many of the foods that we eat have negative effects on our body, and we just chalk it up to being normal. Like, we're bloated, or we have a headache, and we're like, oh, it's normal. This is just something I experience. But people don't realize it's actually a side effect of what you put into your body. Did you know that foods you eat can cause drainage? It can cause stuffy nose, allergies, bloating, and gas, and slow weight gain. I didn't know that until I actually did this program. And then what we also found out is that the foods that you crave the most, the ones that you can't get rid of, are actually the foods that have the most negative effects on you. So people who crave sugar or who crave caffeine and all these things, it's actually those things that are causing the worst things to your body. And you'll only know that when you actually remove it. So you'll say, well, what's wrong with refined sugar? So one of the things we're going to get rid of is refined sugar. So white, fake sugar, basically. So the reason refined sugar is bad is because daily intake of sugar causes the body to be in a continuous acidic state. So there you go. You're going to keep eating sugar. You're going to smell acidic. I mean, pretty soon you're just not going to smell nice. And I mean, really, more illness, bacteria, it really breeds that. So you just won't be as healthy. It leaches the body of precious vitamins and minerals. So these sugars go into your cells, and it occupies your cells, so nothing good can actually go in. So you say, well, if I remove this refined sugar, what am I going to replace it with? There's something called stevia. It's a really healthy plant sweetener. There's also cocoa crystals. A lot of things out there actually that's very healthy for you, and it tastes good. And you really don't need a lot to ingest to make your things taste sweet. The second thing that we're going to be removing is dairy. So you're like, well, what's wrong with dairy? Everybody drinks it. Little babies drink it. Well, actually, I learned a lot of things why dairy is not the best for us. So one thing, it causes bloating. It causes gas, and it causes belly pain. Did you know that only 30% of calcium is absorbed when you drink milk? You actually get more calcium, twice as much actually calcium from a cup of broccoli. So you're like, oh my gosh, why do we need milk? And then something that I learned from an article recently was that we are the only species that actually drink another species' milk. I never thought of milk that way, but the first time I heard about that, I actually was a little grossed out because I'm like, I guess being a mother and I had breastfed my daughter, I guess I equated it to that, somebody drinking my milk. I was like, that's really gross. So I'm like, why are we doing it? If it's not good, right? And so things that we're going to use to replace it. So we get rid of dairy. There's a lot of good replacements. There's almond milk. If you don't like almond milk, there's coconut milk. There's rice milk. There's just so many other things that are healthier for you and actually provide you the more calcium than you need. One thing we like to talk about when we talk about dairy is whey proteins, because whey, you will hear, is in a lot of protein shakes, protein mixes. And the reason whey is not good for you is because it's a derivative of dairy. So there you go. Just by that alone, it's not good. It is the most popular kind, though, because it's the cheapest form of protein available. So a lot of people say, well, your protein's so expensive. Well, our protein has so much better things, and we don't have whey in it. And protein is thought to help build bones and muscle. So it's important for us, but dairy is bad for you because it's very difficult to digest. So people that have ingested whey protein actually say after they drink it, their bellies are full, they just feel heavy, and that's the side effect from it. So our Arbonne protein is so good because it has the complete amino acid profile, which includes 3 amino acids for muscle building, where a lot of people don't get in their diet. So that's very, very important. The next thing we're going to get rid of is gluten. You're like, oh my gosh, gluten. So why is gluten bad? What's wrong with it? Well, it's estimated that 50% actually of the population has some sort of intolerance to gluten. You may not know it, but it's probably going on. Gluten is very difficult to digest. It causes inflammation in your belly. So that pot belly feeling after you eat a big bowl of pasta filled with gluten, that's what it is. When you eat bread, I mean, so many other products. It also decreases your immune system. So, makes you can get sick, breeds bacteria. It causes a loss of energy. So you feel tired, you feel fatigued after you ate that big bowl of pasta. It's also thought to cause clogged sinuses. So a lot of people in this area are like, oh, I have bad allergies. Well, maybe they didn't realize it's what they're eating. So if we get rid of gluten, what are we going to do? There's so many gluten-free products out there. You can find almond flour, coconut flour. It tastes so good. We also replace that with quinoa. We do brown rice. There's so many gluten-free products. If you really open your eyes and look at almost any store, Target, Costco, obviously the better stores, you will find so many gluten-free products from pasta onward. Okay, then the next thing, bear with me, I know it's kind of a long list. The next thing we're going to remove from our diet is soy. So soy is not good for you because number one, it's acidic. So there you go, it's going to breed bacteria, it's going to make it smell like the nursing home. So we don't want to stay away from that. And in this country and in many countries, soy is genetically modified. Like Rosie said earlier, if you barely can say it, it's a long word, not good for you. Another thing about soy that people don't know is that it can mimic effects of female hormones. So a lot of people who eat a lot of soy will have just that extra pudge, and it pulls in fat. And so I know I've seen a little kid, 16-month-old baby, who was drinking soy milk for a long time, had breast buds at 16 months. I was like, oh my gosh. Like Jake was actually saying yesterday, men sometimes will have gynecomastia, which is like really male boobs, and it could be because of that soy that they're intaking. So get rid of soy. If you like soy sauce, there's different alternatives like liquid amino and tamari. We try not to have people do this too much, because even though it's non-GMO, it does have a little bit of soy. So if you do use this, you would do it sparingly. But there's so many other protein sources that you would actually replace so that you can just get rid of soy. There's really no reason almost to intake soy, because there's so many other things. So I'm going to talk about our protein shake. I'm sure a lot of you ladies have tried our protein shake already, but for those that haven't, usually this is the part where we have you try our yummy protein shake. So let me talk to you about our Arbonne protein shake. So we have chocolate and vanilla. You can drink 1 to 2 shakes a day. You can use it as a meal replacement or a after workout recovery shake. So our protein is completely vegan. It is made out of yellow peas, cranberries, and brown rice. Each serving contains 20 grams of protein, which is what you need, to replace for a meal. A recent study revealed that actually eating yellow peas at a meal helped people eat less at the next meal. So it's so important. It's so healthy. Yellow peas is so good for you. It's actually super easy to digest. So contrary to whey, where it's so heavy in your belly, yellow peas is so easily digestible. It also has 20 essential vitamins and minerals in our shakes. We have just 13 grams of carbohydrates, and it's all complex carbs, so nothing bad for you, really minimal. I know there's some sort of stevia in it, which is from the plant. I don't remember how many grams, but it's also very minimal. So it tastes sweet. You don't actually have to add any sweeteners when you do your shake.
The sugar's 9 grams.
Oh, Mandie says it's 9 grams of sugar per serving. So our protein keeps you fuller longer. There's no cholesterol, there's no trans fat, there's no artificial sweeteners. You can make protein bars also with them. I know some of you have tried that. Obviously here, we would do that. We have the recipes if you were ever interested, but they make wonderful protein bars. Really quickly that I liked. Oh, Megan's going to show you guys what the protein bars are.
And they're all
protein cakes. I mean, you can make, little dips, sweet dips with them. There's so many things you can do with a protein. It's wonderful. This is kind of like a side note, but I like to tell people the protein requirement, because a lot of people actually don't know how much protein you need in your body. I once went to host a party and somebody was like, 20 grams of protein, that's a lot. I was like, actually, it's not. So on a daily, this is a minimum. For women, you need about 46 grams of protein a day. And then for men, you need about 56 grams a day. And if you're pregnant, you're lactating, you actually need 71 grams, which is a lot. I mean, an egg, one boiled egg gives you about 6 grams. So if that's all you ate for breakfast, I mean, hopefully the next meal you'll get more. So if you think about it, it's actually easy to go under the requirement. So by taking these protein shakes, you really get to do the, take your whole requirement of protein that you need. For anyone that's interested for meat, I actually did a little calculation and research. So for an ounce of meat and fish, you get about 7 grams of protein. So just kind of keep that in mind if you want to actually calculate it properly. And this protein is actually very safe for children. There is a specific calculation for it. If you're interested, we can always get back with you about that. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to talk about is giving up caffeine. So we're like, that usually is the biggest thing that scares people. Yes, you have to give up coffee, is what I say, instead of just caffeine or bad forms, I guess, of caffeine. And the reason is because caffeine is actually very acidic to your body. Coffee is acidic, it's not good, so it breeds bacteria, decreases your immune system. So because you're going to be giving up your coffee every day, we have something to replace it with called our energy fizz sticks. So it comes in pomegranate and citrus flavor. It's really wonderful because not only does it help you with energy, it's alkaline forming. So even if you didn't want that energy boost, it's important to drink it because it keeps your body in that alkaline state so you can smell like a fresh newborn baby. It promotes proper pH, and it helps you so that you're not ill. It actually burns stored calories. So it's really like an energy drink. It's the only energy drink known to suppress appetite. It boosts metabolism and it increases energy. It's only 13 calories. I mean, think about that. I don't even know how many calories is in a can of Coke because I'm not a big soda person, but it's a lot more than 13 calories. You can probably add another 0 to that. Our energy fizz sticks have B vitamins that really help with concentration. So for me, what I do is if I needed it in the morning, sure, I'll drink it. But honestly, the protein shakes, when I drink them, gives me so much energy. I usually wait till the afternoon when I have that slump in the clinic when, you need that nap. You're like, oh, I'm a little tired. So I drink my fizz stick. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I can keep going. It doesn't give you that weird boost, like uplift this way. It's just a nice, slow plateau. But it keeps you going, keeps you concentrated. And it also suppresses my appetite. So when I want to reach for that cookie bar, like cookie or the chocolate bar, it stops me from doing that. There's no sugar in it. It has stevia, 2 grams of stevia, which to me is like a joke. It's like literally nothing, no sugar in it, but it tastes so good. You can have 1 to 3 fizz sticks in a day. Okay, I think that's almost the end of my part. I like to leave people with this statistic because to me it's really alarming and a reason of why I'm teaching people to do this. I was at a conference not too long ago and I learned that about 68 to 70% of our US population is overweight. I was like, oh my gosh, you mean only 30% of people are at normal weight? That's really minimal. I'm like, I have a big job as a nurse practitioner. I need to teach people to be healthy. And honestly, what I learned, what's really sad, is actually healthcare providers are a big part of that, of of that statistic. And then another one that I like to leave people with is that 79% of our population are pre-diabetic. So meaning they're not diabetic yet, but they're on their way there. Their sugars are just slightly higher than normal. And if they don't do anything to take care of that, they will become full-blown diabetics. So that leaves only 20% of the population healthy. Really astounding numbers, really scary. So hopefully this has helped you a little bit. I'm gonna now pass it over to Tammie that's gonna finish our last part of our presentation.
Hello, everybody. I'm Tammie McDevitt. I'm not a nurse practitioner, but I have done the Arbonne Clean Eating Program, and I've had a lot of success with it. I have a lot of clients on the program, too, so I'm going to take it from where Andy left off. Okay. Americans are overweight, yet we're still malnourished. So you see a lot of fat people out there, right? So I was one of those folks myself. Several months back, I had put on an additional 40 pounds that I just couldn't get rid of. And as I went through my journey, I found out that a lot of my issue was my own bad habits. Skipping meals, eating the wrong things, my body was very toxic, very inflamed. And I think a lot of people are going through that, no matter if you're in your 20s or in your 50s like myself. So through this journey, I've really learned a lot, and I think what Andie says really kind of, I can hear this over and over again, and I still learn something new every time she says it, but I can also tell you that I've had personal experience with what she says, and when I give up these toxic things like artificial sugar, like gluten, like a lot of the dairy, my inflammation went away as well as my weight. So for those of you who just can't get over that hump of being able to lose that next 10 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever you want to lose, you really need to try this because it really goes a long way. We really need to move towards eating more whole foods. Get rid of the processed foods, get rid of the toxins, and eat more whole foods. There's just more nutrients in them, and our bodies are able to absorb these nutrients much better than they are all this junk that we eat at McDonald's or things that we're buying and we're fixing out of a box. And our body also needs good carbs. I know some people stay away from carbs, but let me tell you that you need something in your system. So brown rice, sweet potatoes, good carbs like that are all part of this particular clean eating program. Veggies, fruits, and you want to incorporate some of these things into your shakes to get a full good meal when you're having that shake. Okay, our body also needs good fats. Now, a lot of people are kind of staying away from fats and they feel like, oh, I'm going to go on this low fat diet and I'm not going to be fat. But your body actually needs that. What are the good fats? Coconut oil, avocado, almond butter. These things help you absorb vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, which I don't know if you've been to your doctor and have your blood work done lately, but I think every woman I've talked to recently has some sort of vitamin D deficiency. And no, it's not because we're not in the sun enough. It's because our diets are terrible. So these healthy fats will help you absorb some of these very critical vitamins and nutrients. They're also vital to your nervous system. 25 to 30% of your calories should come from these healthy fats. So don't be afraid to put some almond butter or sunflower butter if you have a nut allergy into your shakes. Your bodies need good calories. If you starve your body of calories, your metabolism is going to slow down. So if you're a meal skipper, that's not going to work. You might think that you're eating less and that's going to help you lose weight, but actually it's going to put you in starvation mode and it's going to eventually have you gain weight. So you want to make sure that you're not only getting the right amount of calories to keep your metabolism and your blood sugar steady throughout the day, but you want to make sure that you're eating the right calories. And so that's what this clean eating program is all about. It's about putting more whole foods, less sugars, less dairy, less gluten, all the things that we just talked about into your diet. Doesn't mean you have to eat less. In some cases, you can eat more. It's all about what you're eating. And our food has changed. We talked a little bit about GMOs. We talked about gluten and how some of these things are in our diet now. But did you realize in 1966, a serving of green beans provided 56 grams of calcium? The same serving in 1999 provided only 37 grams of calcium. So those canned foods, those processed things, they're changing. So, grow a garden, eat organic, be very careful of what you're putting into your system. Okay, so now I'm going to get into some more of the products that we have. One of the first things that I like is the Digestion Plus. For those of you that, okay, so you see the box here. But what these are little packets of probiotics and prebiotics. They come packaged like this. So these are perfect for people that are traveling. You can drop these in a glass of water and drink it down. You could stick it in your shake. You can just, put this in any kind of liquid, I don't know, tea, whatever. It's probably a little nasty, but water, or I put it in my shake.
It just can't be in hot, anything hot.
No, okay. So Mandie says don't put it in anything hot.
It'll kill them.
It's gonna kill the probiotics. So the probiotics are real important because it's all about your gut health. And we want to promote the nutrient uptake too. So this has patented probiotic Bacillus coagulans. Unlike other probiotics, It survives in the gastric juices in the stomach and continues to work. So, you know, like I said, put that in your purse, put that in your suitcase when you travel, and drink that every morning. It supports your intestinal wall damage, the damage that we do by our diets and the acid and stuff that's in our stomach, antibiotics, medications, stress, things like that. And it aids in correcting your pH. Did you know that 80% of your immune system is in your gut? That means that like 80% of your serotonin is produced from your gut health, not necessarily from your brain, which a lot of people think it's coming from your brain. Now that's what's going to make you feel good. That's what's going to kind of make you feel alive. So you want to take care of that gut, and you want to replenish all the flora and everything in your gut, and that's what these probiotics do. And I think they're absolutely essential. I can give you a little testimony here without my husband jumping on the camera, because then we'll never get off of here. But we have kind of a success story here, because he's been on Nexium for what, 25 years? Yeah.
Come on, Mike.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Back up
Get some puppies in there.
So I'm Tammie's husband, and so I started doing this Arbonne stuff because she got into it. She's trying to get me healthy because I'm fat, and so I was like, okay, so I'm going to start doing it too, and it's helped. I've lost 20 pounds, 25, 23 pounds, something like that. So I'm doing pretty well. Anyway, so the bottom line is a little over 2 decades ago is when it started. So if anybody's taken Sudafed, you know how big a Sudafed pill is, right? It's the size of my pinky. I choked on it. I choked on it to the point where the paramedics had to be called. And the reason for that was because I was producing so much stomach acid, it had swallowed my esophagus shut. So I had a lot of problems with reflux. I drank a lot of everything, didn't eat a lot of food, stuff like that, because that was what was happening to me. And then eventually, you know, when the paramedics had to be called, I said, well, something's got to be done. So I went to the doctor, and it took me a little over a decade of them going in every year and blowing up my esophagus with a balloon, because they couldn't do it all at one time, because then it would rupture. So every year I went in, and they made it a little bit bigger, until I got to where I am now, where I go in every 3 years. So fast forward to over 2 decades later, I started doing the Arbonne shakes and all the stuff that you see behind me. And that helped my stomach to where I was on 80 milligrams of Nexium a day. The normal dose for a normal person is 20. I was taking 80 a day. I now take one pill about 3 times a week. And the reason why I take that one 20 milligram pill 3 times a week is because I cheat. And I drink wine, and I drink, and I like my Jameson and ginger ale. And when I drink alcohol, it really inflames my stomach again. But when I was clean eating and I was not drinking alcohol for that week or for that month that we were doing the clean eating exercise, I didn't take a single pill. I didn't have any acid reflux. I didn't wake up at night. I didn't have any issues at all. And I've been back to my doctor. They've looked at me. They scoped me and are like, you're looking great. So I can tell you unequivocally, this stuff works. It worked for me. If it works, and there's a lot of people who have acid reflux. And I'm telling you, I was an extreme case where I was going under I was going under every year for them to scope me and put that balloon in. And like I said, now I'm every 3 years because I'm high risk for esophageal cancer. So they still have to check for cancer, but this has really helped me. So that's my personal story on how this stuff really works.
And I can tell you, too, that we went on a trip earlier, and Mike forgot his Nexium, and he freaked out a little bit, but luckily I had the probiotic. So I said, just make sure you have this probiotic every morning, and you shouldn't have any issues if you do that and you eat clean. And so we actually made it through the week without having any issues with that. So it really does, probiotics really do make a huge difference, and I'm glad you were here to share that. Thanks. Okay, now we're going to talk about blood sugar, and we're going to talk a little bit about insulin. Eating sugar and acidic carbohydrates like bread, crackers, cookies, white potatoes causes your body to secrete insulin. And insulin signals the body to bring the blood sugar down and hold on to fat. And I can tell you right there, that's where my problem was. That's why no matter what I did, I couldn't lose weight. And my doctor said, well, you've become insulin resistant. And I'm like, great, now how do I fix that? but you change your diet and you eat better and you start nourishing your cells more. And one of the things that he suggested I do is do a very healthy shake or some sort of liquid replacement as 1 or 2 meals a day. Because my body would no longer have to work as hard to break down the solid food, and the liquid itself would be more absorbable into my system, and that as long as I had a quality product like that, like the shakes, and I brought my protein shakes and everything into him and showed him the contents, and we looked at the ingredients together, and he's like, this is perfect. And so I began to do that, and I can tell you after I started doing this for about a week, people started asking me if I had lost some weight. I hadn't lost any weight on the scale, but what first started was the inflammation went away. So all of this swelling in my face went from round to a little more oval. One of my chins disappeared, you know, things like that, swelling around my ankles, my feet, my hands, things like that I didn't even realize I was swollen. I was looking in the mirror, seeing the same person day in and day out, but then I started seeing pictures of myself, and I was like, well, no, that's not me. That's some fat girl. And then I thought, well, the camera's in the wrong angle, or, you know, that's just a bad picture. And then another, you know, thanks to Facebook and people's cameras on their phones, another picture showed up and another picture showed up, and they were all that same fat girl. So once I started losing the inflammation, I mean, within a couple weeks, I looked like I had dropped 20 pounds, even though it took me a couple months to drop the 20 pounds. It looked like I had already done that. So that's where I first noticed it, and that's when I knew that, you know, my body was starting to operate a little bit better, because I was denying it that caffeine, I was denying it artificial sugar. I haven't had a soda, and I used to be addicted to Diet Coke. I've not had a soda since April of last year. Wow. So, and that was one thing I told that in my coffee. I said I was not going to give up, and wine, and I didn't give that up. But I did cut down some days. Okay. So scientists have established that anything that causes a rise in our blood sugar results in inflammation, and inflammation is the basis of virtually every disease process. So I was sick when I was like that, and I felt it. I was tired, I was fatigued, I lost motivation, my mind was very foggy, and I just couldn't complete tasks. So that also cleared up when I did 30-day clean eating. I mean, first thing I noticed was an increase in energy, and I thought, well, gee, if I don't lose a pound and I can keep this energy, I'm just going to keep going. And fortunately, everything else kind of fell into place with it. Some general recommendations for sustaining your blood sugar, which is very important. You want your blood sugar to be steady during the day. So let's say you're doing this clean eating program and you choose to do 2 shakes a day. You want to also make sure that between breakfast and lunch and dinner that you're doing a healthy snack. Doing a healthy snack is very important because it keeps that blood sugar steady, and it helps you from becoming insulin resistant like I did. So, you know, a handful of almonds, or, you know, some healthy fruit, or hummus, and, you know, gluten-free crackers or chips or things like that. Is very important. And don't skip meals. You might think that it's helping you, but it's not. So make sure you're doing that, and eat, and like I said, eat your more whole foods with your snacks and things like that as well. One thing that really helps me, especially because I had a sweet tooth, is our Fit Chews. And they look like this, like a little piece of candy. This is a chocolate one, and I keep these in my purse. I keep these kind of around in my car. They're good for about 45 minutes of starving off a craving. They also can divert you from the candy jar. So you're headed to the candy jar, you pop one of those in your mouth, and it really satisfies you. And they're like a dessert without the guilt, is what we say. Okay, but these are your snacks when you're on the go. Let's say you're eating, you know, good snacks in between your meals. Put these in your purse, because I can't tell you how many times I get stuck in traffic, or I get someplace and it's not time for it's time for my lunch, or it's time for my dinner, and I'm just not where I need to be, and I don't want my blood sugar to drop, so I carry the Fit Chews, and they do taste like candy, and sometimes I just eat them because they're good. And even Mike eats them. He's a little chocoholic, so I replaced the chocolate in the basement with Fit Chews, and he's okay, so he's somewhat of a happy camper about that. Okay,
I like them.
and they're only 30 calories, and they come in chocolate, caramel, lemon, and sometimes we have seasonal flavors too. So we had a really good one in the summer. Mango pineapple, that was delicious. Okay, now the other thing we need to do is support the elimination organs, because these organs are what's really doing the heavy lifting during your detox, right? So you want to help your liver, you want to help these things that are helping your body rid yourself of toxins. Liver, kidneys, intestines, and even your skin. So the liver has over 500 functions. It's your primary detoxifier, so why not take care of it, right? The kidneys filter 200 quarts of blood every day. The intestines can hold up to 5 to 25 pounds of waste. And all of our elimination organs need a tune-up and proper maintenance. So what are we doing there? Okay, one of the things that we do that will help you is the detox tea, but also the fiber boost. The fiber boost has, the fiber goes in your shake. It's tasteless. You can put it in water. You can put it in any drink if you want to. It just absorbs and you don't taste it at all. There's no slimy texture that goes to it. It's just not even there. So we put it in our shakes. The average person needs 25 to 30 grams of fiber a day. Most people get 4. Okay, so that's a problem. If you change nothing else about your diet, but got the daily recommended amount, you would lose 9.5 pounds a year if you just got the right amount of fiber. So that's huge. So, so why not increase your fiber? Your fiber is like a sponge for the toxins. It helps you feel fuller longer, and it keeps your blood sugar balanced. So I think it's very critical to the shake, as well as I'm going to say the probiotic is very critical to the shake too. And like I said, it's odorless, it's tasteless, it's textureless. And some people need a lot of fiber, and some people need a little. So when you first start with the program and you want to put fiber in your shake, I would start with like maybe, just a small, like a third a scoop of it to see what you tolerate. And, I had some clients, she puts a whole scoop in each shake, and she's like, man, Tammie, I have gas. And I'm like, how much fiber are you putting in your shake? And she's like, I'm putting two scoops a day in there. And I'm like, okay, there's your problem, right? So, but then I have other clients that put that much fiber in their shake, and they're fine. They're fine. So it's really a wide range. It just depends, right? So one serving contains half the recommended daily value. And we recommend 1 to 2 scoops a day of that. Now, the other product I talked about was the detox tea. The detox tea regulates cholesterol. It also helps balance your blood sugar. And here it comes. Look at that. There's the detox tea in my face. It contains milk thistle, which supports your liver, which is our master fat burning and detoxifying organ. It supports the production of say it, Andy. Glutathione. I've done this a million times and I still can't say that. This is a master detoxifier. Well, if 2 nurse practitioners can't say it, then I don't feel bad. This is a master detoxifier of the body. 9 botanicals support kidney and liver function for detoxification, and we do 1 to 3 cups of this a day. What I did with this, because I was a heavy coffee drinker, just to break that coffee habit during my 30-day detox, I would get up in the morning and I would fix myself a cup of the detox tea. It helped in 2 ways. It helped because I wasn't doing the caffeine, but it also gave me that hot beverage kind of fix. Sometimes that's just most of the habit is just getting up and having that hot beverage. And so the tea actually helped me replace that. And I still drink it to this day. So even when I'm not detoxified, I like it. I feel like it's given me that support. But now what I do is I squeeze a half a lemon in it. And so, because lemon is very, very beneficial for detoxing as well, and it actually tastes pretty good. Okay, another product that we use during the 30-day program is a 7-day body cleanse. Oh, here that comes too. So this helps cleanse and detoxify and support your liver and your GI tract. General elimination of heavy metals and environmental toxins. We start this during week 3 of the detox. So you have this nice handy dandy little packet that just walked in front of the camera. You pour that into 32 ounces of water. Look, there's the water. Wow. And you drink that over a couple hours during each day of the third week of your detox. And then this week you don't need the probiotics because this has everything in it that you're going to need. The third week, when I started doing the 7-day cleanse, is kind of when everything kind of turned around for me and kicked in. And that's when the scale started showing the weight loss that my body looked like I was having. So I've done it a couple times since then, and I'm going to be doing it next week. So so this is good. Like I said, you pour a packet into 32 ounces of water and you drink it. It tastes like a weak apple tea. You can put your fizzy in it if you want to make it taste better. I don't mind the taste of it. Some people have an issue getting used to it because it's not what they normally are drinking. But also, if your body's very acidic, it's going to taste different. So over this process, I had the little pH paper. My body went from being acidic to more balanced, more alkaline, and I actually enjoy the 7-day cleanse now. So maybe there's true, or maybe I'm just getting used to it. I don't know. Okay. So that's kind of all of the products. What is that? That's the end of my presentation. So thank you.
All right. Well, I'm going to close up here. Thanks, Tammie and Mike. And I'm going to have Alessandro come on and join me. My husband, since this is I'm Megan Bucelli. I'm a regional vice president with Arbonne. And this is Alessandro Bucelli, the hubby. And since we are both here, because usually we're at the physical therapy practice and hubby is not here with us, I thought he could kind of join us. But for those of you who are not a part of Arbonne as a consultant, I just wanted to let you guys know how incredible this business really is. And 4.5 years ago, I was grinding it on the Beltway. I'm going into a heavy full-time, heavy full-time corporate job. And Alessandro and I come from the same industry, which is information technology. And I've been able to walk away from that career as many others have been able to do in Arbonne. So if you're looking for a little supplemental income, there is a place for that. And then there's also, the opportunity to really have this business be an incredible income for your family. Paul Zane Pilsner, who was a chief economist in Bush Sr. and the Clinton administration, talked about how network marketing is really going to be the industry that brings the most new money, the most new millionaires. And what we're seeing in this industry is absolutely incredible. It's everywhere. There's so many companies diving into this really great kind of referral-based way of moving products. And I think Arbonne is the perfect storm. We have such great products. People care about health. We really get to help people and go global now. So a lot of you on the call are not even in the area. You're taking this call from your home. So it's a very exciting business. So I just wanted to have Alessandro maybe say a couple words too.
Yeah, I can't speak highly enough about the business. I mean, the opportunity that you have, the products are amazing. You all just heard the presentation. I've incorporated a lot of the products into my daily routine. I can testify that whenever I follow the Healthy Living Challenge, my inflammation immediately goes down, and I've done it all. My problem is the sweet tooth, and that's something I have to get over a little bit. But it's a great opportunity too. I mean, what it's done for us to set us up for having kids and family, the flexibility that comes with the opportunity, the tax benefits that come with owning your own business, that's been amazing. So it's just a great opportunity. I can't speak highly enough.
Awesome. And what's your favorite product?
So I can't live without the fizzies in the morning. So that has been my coffee replacement. I love it. Coffee for me just made me feel bloated. The sugar, the cream, and then the shakes are awesome too.
Great. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you to our awesome speakers. And this is recorded, so if you'd like to share with anyone you know, we're happy to send that to you so that you can share and to help you and your friends and family get healthy. So, all right. Bye. Have a great night. Thanks for joining.